This is Oddball 1975, and today I want to talk about something that all DDoSers should know. People who conduct and enact denial of service attacks probably aren't aware that they are committing a crime. I generally find the people that have knocked me offline in League play or have conducted what is a distributed denial of service attack against me aren't aware they're committing a crime. They're usually young kids who have brought a booter from somebody and are using that to win video games. It's pretty much like winning a chess game by beating the other guy unconscious. It's really is using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut. Now, in some countries, they haven't actually caught up and haven't created legislation or law enforcement to cope with people doing these sort of things, because the internet is relatively new and the criminal justice system tends to move quite slowly into action when it comes to legislating for these sort of new crimes. But in the UK, there has been a law since 2006 which covers this completely. Now, because of my job, I tend to spend some time on the legislation websites, so I thought I'd look it up. And as you can see, it comes here under the Police and Justice Act of 2006, Section 36. Now, this legislation was brought in to prevent people from doing these sort of attacks against companies, and as such, it's quite strict. It was designed to stop credit card companies, financial institutions being attacked, to dissuade people from committing denial of service attacks against financial bodies. Now, the basic tenet of it, the basic thing that it covers, is the impairing of the operation of any computer to prevent or hinder access to any program or data held in any computer, to impair the operation of any such program or the reliability of any such data, or to enable any of the things mentioned in the paragraphs above. It also goes on to say that temporarily inhibiting the use is just the same as doing so permanently. Section 5 of the Act, subsection C, says a reference to impairing, preventing or hindering something includes a reference to doing so temporarily. So that means your denial of service attack that you've done just to knock someone off the internet so you can win a game of COD, you've then inhibited all of the computers in that house, all of the computers that go through that router, from accessing the internet, from accessing their cloud storage, from accessing their data, and thus you have committed a crime that can see you seriously punished. Now, at the end of the video, I'll go into some of the punishments that it lists in the legislation, but I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it's over the internet, it's perfectly fine, no one will report me, I'll never get caught, so why should I be worried? Well, the thing is, it would take a really pedantic person to report someone for DDoSing them. But there are pedantic people out there, trust me. I mean, an Xbox Live account is incredibly easy to trace, an IP address is quite easy to trace, and your internet traffic is quite easy to trace. So you put those three things together, somebody gets DDoSed, they get fed up. Maybe they've been DDoSed 7 or 8 times that week. Maybe they're getting to the end of their tether because they haven't managed to complete a game of League play, and they decide they want retribution. So the next person that DDoSes them, they get the gamer tag and they make a little video of it. They go to their local police and say, what can you do about this? The police would quite simply look at the gamer tag, trace it back, get the person's internet history from their service provider, and find that this person has probably committed quite a lot of DDoSing attacks. I mean, the average booter, I'm not sure, I'm not one, but I would guess to win 500, 600 games of League play in a season by DDoSing, they're going to have committed quite a lot of offences, and those offences are going to add up. It would be incredibly easy for the police to prove this, because they would just simply, like I say, have to contact the person's internet service provider, look at their outbound history, and see every time there's a denial of service attack. Now, it would be interesting to see what the police would do when it comes to investigating or punishing people for denial of service attacks, such as this, where they're just knocking a gamer offline to win a video game. However, the legislation doesn't discriminate between a denial of service attack just to win a video game and a denial of service attack to knock a credit card company offline. The offence is ostensibly exactly the same thing. And that's the problem that you will get into. The defense that, oh, well, I was only knocking another gamer offline to win a video game, isn't going to stand you in good stead, because you've taken that sledgehammer, you've cracked that walnut, you've brought equipment specifically designed to attack other people's computers. You've enacted multiple attacks against other people's computers. The equipment you have, the tools, the things that you are doing are illegal and a criminal offence. I mean, imagine wanting to win a football game so much that you break into every house of the other team the night beforehand and steal all their football boots. The police aren't going to look at the fact that you did it to win a football game. They're going to look at it as theft, burglary. What the purpose of the crime doesn't change what the crime is. It certainly wouldn't mitigate the punishment, and the punishments for these offences are actually quite severe. So I'm going to put up at the end of this video a couple of slides from the legislation after my outro. And I'm sorry I've banged on. This is a bit of a dull subject. It is law, which is boring. But that's all, and thank you very much for watching. And to DDoSers out there, be warned, you're being watched. If you get caught, you could get in trouble.